Hello and welcome to the latest edition of BC Insider, a once-a-month look at news and issues impacting Boulder City. I'm Lisa LaPlante, Boulder City's Communications Manager. If you're thinking about buying a motorized vehicle for a minor, research laws and safety requirements to ensure safe vehicles for your children. Boulder City Police and fire departments have teamed up in an effort to educate residents. Wheels and Motors and Nevada Law. See it at bcnv.org/bike safety. Joining me today to discuss are Sergeant John Glenn from the Boulder City Police Department and Captain James Whitworth with the Boulder City Fire Department. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
No problem.
So Sergeant Glenn, I want to talk to you first about what we're seeing. It seems like we're seeing more and more kids riding these motorized vehicles. What have you in your job seen so far?
We've seen a lot more of them out on the roadway, like you said. Kids are getting them as presents from their parents, and they're out riding them around without their parents going over anything with them. So we're seeing them not following the rules of the road, basically. They're riding against traffic. They're riding on the sidewalk probably a little bit too fast, passing pedestrians and things that don't even know they're there. These bikes and scooters are basically silent. All you can hear is the rumble of their tires coming by, so nobody knows they're there. They're shooting off the sidewalks into the middle of the street, crossing between vehicles. They're not stopping at stop signs, yielding at yield signs. They're basically not doing anything that they're really supposed to be doing out there. And that's concerning because most of the time you see them, they're not wearing the proper safety equipment. I mean, I am seeing a little bit more of the juveniles or young kids wearing helmets now, which is good, but that's all they're wearing, if they're wearing that. So that's kind of concerning to us with the way that they're being ridden out there.
So why should operators be aware of their surroundings?
They've got to understand that these things are basically silent. They're invisible. So when a parent gets their child one of these e-bikes or e-scooters, they're much more dangerous out there on the roadway because of the fact that they're basically invisible. They should be riding them as though they think they're invisible, because they really are. Nobody is looking for these bikes and scooters to be shooting out into the middle of the street or shooting across an intersection from sidewalk to sidewalk and things like that. So they have to be aware of themselves and everything around them just to make sure that they're going to be safe out there.
And there are actually some legal issues involved if a parent allows a child to use one of these?
It is. In the state of Nevada, it is against the law for a parent or guardian to allow an unlicensed minor to operate a motor vehicle. And that's essentially what they are when they're operating on the roadways. They're considered a motor vehicle. They have to follow all the rules of the road. So it's illegal for them to allow that child to ride a motor or to operate a motor vehicle without a driver's license, without the proper registration, insurance, things like that, if they're considered a moped or a motorcycle.
Captain Whitworth, you've been to the scene of accidents involving motorcycles, e-bikes. What kind of injuries are you seeing? And are you seeing an increase in injuries as well?
Yeah, so when we go to these injuries, it doesn't take much to create a significant injury. Obviously, the most significant ones are the ones that we're worried about the most. Start from head to toe, right? A traumatic brain injury, a cervical spine injury has the potential to change a person or a family's life, immediately or significantly. Those are the kinds of injuries we worry about the most, especially if they're not wearing a helmet or the proper protection. And then we move down to, the broken bones and the less traumatic things, but mostly that's what we see with the accidents is a head or neck injury or a broken bone.
Well, do the helmets really help all that much?
They do. They absolutely do. And like I said before, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take, you don't have to be going 50 miles an hour to create a traumatic brain injury or a cervical spine injury that is significant, especially if you're not wearing a helmet. It just takes a little bit, and depending on the mechanism of injury, if you were, hit by a car, or you ran into a pole, or you just hit your head the right way on the asphalt or the cement, it can cause a significant problem.
You guys are so involved in all of this, both the police department and fire department, that I understand that you're trying to take it the next level. You guys have a campaign coming up for helmets?
We do. And I would first like to give a thanks to San Diego Gas and Electric. They have made a very generous donation to get this campaign started. We have about 200 helmets at the fire station right now. How we're going to distribute them is the organization's still figuring that out. But our goal is to just have them available to distribute to the community, because we feel, along with PD, that if these kids are going to be riding these scooters at a significant speed, the least we can do is push the helmets.
Thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Again, that website is www.bcnv.org/bike safety. We'll see you again next month for the BC Insider. If you're looking for previous episodes, visit us at www.bcnv.org/news.